At all, today let us discuss about spiritual farming. Before discussing the spiritual farming, let's understand how this creation has been done. The Supreme Intelligence has created two things. One is Prakriti, second one is Purusha. Prakriti means nature kingdom, animals kingdom, plant kingdom, mineral kingdom, which is called nature kingdom, which is called Prakriti. What is Purusha? The human kingdom is falling under the Purusha. Friends, if you observe the nature kingdom, the plant kingdom especially is unique in nature. The plant kingdom doesn't depend on any other species or any other creation. It doesn't depend on any type of creation. It directly directly born out of the earth element. There are Panchabhutas. Out of Panchabhutas, earth is one of the element, five elements. So the plant kingdom directly born out of the earth element. Hence, it doesn't need any other assistance of any other species or any other kingdom. Especially, there is no interference, there is no help required from the human kingdom to the plant kingdom. Human kingdom always depends upon the plant kingdom, animal kingdom. Try to understand. In that way, when you observe the plant kingdom, it uses all the natural resources, earth element, water, sunlight, the nutrients which are generated inside the earth, it utilizes and it grows. It means that the plantation to grow, the crops to harvest, it doesn't need any help. This is nothing but a spiritual farming, nothing but a natural farming. Friends, if you observe, the entire cosmos is filled with the cosmic energy. This cosmic energy is everywhere. The plant kingdom, animal kingdom, mineral kingdom, human kingdom. It is abundantly available. So everything runs with the cosmic energy. The entire creation has been running with the cosmic energy, especially. The cosmic energy has to be in a balanced nature. There should not be any kind of a contamination or a kind of a manipulation in the cosmic energy. Then everything goes well, everything goes fine. But if you observe the dense forest, how the trees are growing in the forest, how the dense forest has been created, is there an interference? Is there any help required by the human being, from the human being to the dense forest? There is nothing, there is no interference required from the human being. The dense forest is growing, all the trees are growing, tall and height, in its own way, by utilizing only the natural resources. Sunlight, the earth, the nutrients from the earth, and the water, and whatever the gases available, the carbon dioxide exists in the atmosphere. This is what is going to happen. This is what's continuously happening. The forest is growing. This is nothing but a natural farming, my dear friends. This is called spiritual farming also. You can call it as spiritual farming. Everything runs naturally. There is no question of interference of any man-made elements, any artificial elements in this farming. So let's understand, as the man is growing, evolving. So what happened is, of course, the animal kingdom needs the food, human kingdom needs the food. They both were utilizing the plant kingdom. They were getting fulfilled their food requirement. So the entire human body or the animal body is designed such a way that there are, of course, herbivorous animals, carnivorous animals. All the herbivorous animals, including man, human being, directly depends upon the plant kingdom. They fulfill the requirement of the food to the physical body is getting fulfilled with the plant kingdom directly. And the plant kingdom was utilizing all the natural resources from the earth. They were growing naturally. So this is how the entire ecosystem was taking place. The ecosystem was growing all the times. If you observe the nature for so many long number of years. As the human is evolving, as the human population is getting increased, then what happens is the requirement of the food requirement for the human being is more and more along with the animal beings. Then what happened is, so at the time of almost like the World War II happened. So by the time, so there are a lot of residues in the World War II, the chemical residues. So that was the time when scientists got an idea by putting this chemical into the plant. Then the plant was growing very fast, and in a short amount of time, it was trying to yield it. Then they found that the best way to grow the plants and increase the production of the food to the humanity. That's how this Harita Viplava or Green Revolution started. But what happened is the slowly that got turned into the worst condition as we observe current scenario, the kind of chemical fertilizers, the chemical farming, which is rampant in nature, which has devastated the food system, the ecosystem, and the nature. Especially the nature has been disturbed a lot. So when you observe the plant kingdom, especially what it needs in order to a plant to grow, a seed to germinate from the earth, my dear friends. Let's understand more. You can compare the earth with the human stomach, or you can say gut. What are the gut, the stomach, what we have, the human beings having. This equivalent comparison can be done with the earth also. A plant to grow inside from the seed, if you put the seed or if you place the seed inside the earth, how it will be germinated, how it will grow into a small plant, how it becomes a small plant. Especially it needs a lot of nutrients from the earth element, and of course it doesn't need any sunlight at that point of time. The sunlight will damage the seed itself. So once the seed is sown inside the ground, then it needs a proper environment inside the earth, such as water and nutrients. Then it starts growing inside. It starts growing from inside to outside. It becomes a small plant. Then it becomes a slowly it evolves and it increases. It becomes a big plant. That's how it grows from the ground. So what is that particular nutrients which are inside the inside the earth? What are the nutrients required? Of course, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, magnesium, all these kind of elements are required along with the water element. These two are sufficient for the seed to germinate into a plant. Similarly, my dear friends, when you try to observe our stomach, what will happen is we also need a sufficient environment. If you take a food, what are the food element, what are the food you intake? It goes inside the stomach. How it will be digested? So for the proper digestion to take place, we need certain chemical reactions to happen inside. Who will be conducting that chemical reactions? We need to understand that. Similar to the earth, inside the earth, to generate all these nutrients, inside the earth, we need certain microorganism required. If you observe the last 30-40 years back, whenever you go to the field, you try to observe a lot of earthworms, a lot of small creatures are there, which were very much existing inside the ground. Of course, nowadays you can't see that because of chemical farming, everything got died. The soil lost its fertility. It has become a plastic soil now. There is no question of fertility inside the soil right now, my dear friends. That's the biggest concern of today's farming and the farmers also. So, friends, if you try to observe that microorganism which is there inside the earth, which provides the sufficient nutrients to the seed, then the seed gets germinated as a plant. Similarly, if you observe our gut, if our gut is having a positive bacteria, it's called microorganism. Then whatever you eat that get digested, it gets disintegrated, it gets all the chemical reactions takes place, then that will be converted into all the nutrients which are required for the physical body, my dear friends. Even many of the times try to understand the B12 vitamin is also prepared by this positive bacteria, the gut bacteria. B12 vitamin is also generated within the body using this positive bacteria or gut bacteria. Try to understand. So likewise, if you try to understand, say earth can be compared to the gut directly. The similar comparison, similarity is there between these two. So try to understand. So likewise, any natural farming will take place using the natural resources. You don't need any extra resources from outside. But as a part of Green Revolution, they want to grow a huge amount of food. Otherwise, earlier to the Green Revolution, all our farmers they used to grow the food for their own consumption. Whatever left over, they used to give it to other people, the other colleagues and relatives and friends. That's what happening. That was happening. So even whatever they need any other material, any other things for in their own life. They give this harvest and they take in the place of harvest, they try to take some other item or the thing to be taken from the other people. So likewise, there's a barter system. They used to give the harvest, they used to take some other thing from the other people who are making it. Let's say you want a part, you want some any other kind of things in his life, whatever the tools are required for farming. So whatever you need to purchase, you used to give the harvest in the place of these things, and then they used to exchange like this. That was the barter system was going on very much. There was no need of generating money by selling this harvest and all these things, right? So that was the system of farming, the natural farming and the spiritual farming, you can call it as, it was going very well with our ancient civilization. So as the time changed, when the Green Revolution started, so the scientists have invented a way to put these chemical fertilizers to the plants, the crops, and to generate more amount of yield in order to commercialize the crops, whatever the crops are, harvest comes out of the farmer. So he used to sell this in the market, making money. The currency system has come into picture. So because of this, so they whatever the whatever the amount of money he generate out of this harvest, then that will be utilized in order to purchase all other things in his own family, for his own family, maybe education, medicine, and to purchase all the household items, whatever he required. So likewise, the things have been started changing. So the process of this, what happens is by pouring the heavy amount of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, especially onto the earth, what happened is the complete contamination happened in the environment itself. One thing is the earth has lost its fertility. All the earthworms, as I told you, the microorganism inside the earth, which is very much required in order to generate the required nutrients for the plant to grow. So that completely all the microorganism got died, and we have done heavy deforestation. The many of the plants got died because of deforestation. So the sunlight gets directly onto the earth. So when the sunlight directly hit the earth, what happened? The first 2-3 inch of the earth. So the no question of survival of any microorganism because of the heavy amount of heat that also happened because of heavy deforestation. The second thing is by putting a lot of chemical fertilizers. So all these earthworms and all other microorganisms got died. On the soil has become a plastic soil now. There is no fertility inside the soil. If you put anything inside that soil, it doesn't grow without the help of these chemical fertilizers, my dear friends. So that is the drastic and tragic situation right now. Our entire farming community is facing. Our farmers, Indian farmers, are facing now. So hence the complete dependency on the chemical fertilizers has happened. Now very much it's going on for quite number of years, like 40-50 years. This has been going on. So friends, because of this, what happened is there's no question of any farming happened without the artificial chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Try to understand. So now, so if you want to do natural farming, what will happen is you have to avoid all these artificial chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Is that possible at this current times? Definitely, as far as the most amount of percentage going with the chemical farming, it's very difficult for the farmers to come back to the natural farming. What was the natural farming which is adopted by our ancestors? The natural farming was such a way they were using the manure coming out of the cows and buffaloes. So that is called the natural fertilizer. So they were all the natural manure they were pouring into the the farms or fields. Then the entire humus, the entire microorganism gets generated inside the earth. Then what happens is the sufficient nutrients are available inside the earth, and of course there is no contamination at all. Especially if you put the chemical fertilizers, what happens? Even the air gets contaminated and the water gets contaminated. Now what happens is, friends, so the water is also fully contaminated now because of this chemical farming. So that's how the ancestors were using only the natural available manures, only the natural available pesticides. Also, they were preparing with the help of the cow urine, the cow dung, and the curd, which is made from the cow's milk. So they were doing all that. So it's called Jivastra, Brahmastra, Ghanamruta, Jivamruta. So they used to make. So that's called the cow-based farming, Go Adharit Vyavasaya. So they were doing very much. So they were generating good amount of crops. The harvest was very good, and it has got high amount of nutrients inside that food. So our ancestors were living longer, not having any amount of diseases, any kind of diseases in the physical body. They were healthy. The reason is the kind of food. Even you observe nowadays, our grandmas, grandpas, so they are living healthy and fine, having highest amount of body resistance, highest amount of body immunity because of the kind of the food they were eating. And especially in those days, using natural farming, they were trying to grow up more of millets, not the latest crops like wheat and paddy and all these things. The wheat, paddy, all the sugarcane, they need huge amount of water, the huge amount of artificial resources. So these are the crops which are created by modern scientists, my dear friends. In order to commercialize whatever the olden crops, they have forgone everything, the kind of varieties of rices, Nawar rice, so many other different type of the variety of paddy was there. There are a lot of millets were there. Everything is foregone. Everything is gone out of the farmer. Now they have started after the Harita Viplav started, the Green Revolution started. They started giving the seeds which are the hybrid seeds. There were no native seeds. All the native seeds is gone. They were giving only hybrid seeds. What happens? The hybrid seeds will grow. The crop will grow only by using the chemical fertilizers. They never go without chemical fertilizers. All the hybrid seeds will never grow. They get a lot of diseases, my dear friends. So this is how the entire farming itself is changed. Nowadays, if you observe, 90% of the farming is going on with the chemical farming. So to come back to the natural farming, it's very difficult. But still, if anybody is interested in natural farming, you would like to consume the natural based food without any chemicals in order to protect his body immunity, in order to keep away from many of the modern day diseases. So everyone has to turn to the natural farming. So the awareness is slowly increasing, my dear friends. But still, it's a long way to go. Anyhow, so what happened is because of these chemical fertilizers and chemical pesticides, so the amount of production may be more a year, first year, second year, or third year. As the number of years gone through, we have keep observing nowadays, last 40, 50 years, by using more and more chemical fertilizers and pesticides, the soil has become a plastic soil. All the complete fertility is lost. Now, if you want to grow anything from the current status of the soil, you have to pour a lot of chemicals, lot of pesticides, my dear friends. Otherwise, what's happening is, of course, I will try to mention one important point here. Every one of us must understand this. So there's something called karma siddhanta. What happened is the human being, out of his own greediness and with the suggestions of the modern scientists and the modern world, everything they look into making more money, making more gains, out of the agriculture also. Of course, we were more concerned about money and the more gains from the businesses. But still, what happened? The same thing, the same kind of formula, we made it applicable to the farming also. But farming is so important. They give the food which is required for the physical body. It must be pure, must be unadulterated. But what happened is we forgot that here also we try to commercialize everything, my dear friends. So because of this, what happened? Let me tell you, let me explain you the Karma Siddhanta, what's applicable here. So when we try to pour a lot of chemicals and pesticides onto the crops and we kill lot of insects, friends, let's understand, every creature, small to big, a small ant, a small creature to the elephant, human being, everything is created on this earth planet by the cosmos, by the supreme intelligence, Paramatma. So it means that any creature has got its own right to live on this earth planet for its own experiences. So in that context, if you think, by pouring the chemical fertilizers and the pesticides onto these crops, many of the insects gets died, many of the birds gets died. Since the waters get contaminated, air is get contaminated, the earth is got contaminated, many of the small creatures within the earth also gets died. That is why you don't find any earthworms in the present days. If you go to the farm or a field, you won't find any kind of earthworms in the current times, my dear friends. So now what happens is we commit a great negative karma by killing all these creatures, by pouring the great amount of fertilizers, the great amount of pesticides onto the crops. So try to understand the greatest karma, negative karma, which humanity is committing. Because of that, what happened is the law of nature, the law of karma is so much applicable that whatever the action we do, there's an equal amount of reaction comes back. Because of this, what happens is the nature also doesn't support the kind of practices what we do. Hence, it creates a lot of other insects which go and attack the kind of farming what you are doing. Then again you bring a lot of chemicals and again you pour it. Then some of the insects will die and the new insects will come back and again attack you. The reason is the nature resorts to the kind of reaction and action. That is why the law of nature, the law of karma, very much applicable here. That is why we are caught into this vicious circle. We are unable to come out of this. You are pouring a lot of chemicals, a lot of pesticides. The scientists are keep inventing the new pesticides in order to kill the or fungicides or the weedicides. They are trying to come back with a different kind of pesticides, different kind of chemicals in order to kill the various types of weeds, various type of insects which are coming and attacking the crops. Because otherwise the farmer lose the crop, he doesn't get any yield. Whatever the investment he make, he will completely lose it. He doesn't get anything in return, my dear friends. Then he become into debts, and the government try to help him. Somehow he cannot help. Sometimes he may not get help also. The huge amount of losses happens. Then he gets suicide, and that's the way the current days are going on. Current things are happening in such a worst manner. But however, all this happened. Try to understand with respect to spiritual perspective. Since you are not adopting spiritual farming or the natural farming, you are adopting the artificial and chemical farming. You are resorting to the kind of the negative karma, the great amount of negative karma. You are resorting against the nature, against all insects and different kind of weeds, all these things you are doing. So of course, you will be getting the same kind of opposite reaction. That's what the humanity is experiencing now. And also you observe many times the farmer doesn't get the right time, the rains in the right time. When the harvest is just started, they sow the seeds. At that point of time, they need good amount of water, the rain water. The rain doesn't come at that time. The rain comes in the later time after the sowing is done. The seeds will not germinate at all. Then the crop is gone, the yield is gone. I mean, you lose the crop itself. Then after that, after certain point of time, and the rain will pour like downpour will happen. So it creates a lot of floods, Sometimes we also observe somehow using chemical fertilizers and pesticides against all the attacks from the different the insects and all these things. What happens? Still the crop is coming and it has come off the way or it's come to the end. At that point of time, the heavy rain comes and hit, it slashes everything down, and then everything he lost. He lost the complete crop, my dear friends. So this is what happening. If you have keep observing why the nature is not supporting, the reason is the human being is committing the great negative karma by using this chemical farming, my dear friends. You have to come out of this. You have to come to the natural farming. Use the go other, go for the go other website, go other farming, agriculture. Use the cow dung, cow manure, and cow urine, all these things in order to have the more amount of microorganism within the earth, my dear friends. Hence, what happens if you go for the go other and cow-based farming, the nature also supports because you are doing good karma. You are protecting animals, you are feeding animals, animals and human beings, and the creatures and the plants, all they are coexisting and co-living, having the proper, the coordination between all of this. Then the nature also likes. The Prakriti also will try to help the human being for their venture into the agriculture. Whatever the crops they would like to grow, it gives a lot of amount of yield. Then the humanity will grow properly without having much losses, without having undergone the great amount of stress in the farming. Nowadays, friends, try to observe many of the farmers they are trying to put their children into the higher education and getting into job. They are only thinking that the farming is no way useful, the farming is no way beneficial. So they want the children to not to enter into the farming. Then who will do the farming, my dear friends? Without farming, where from you get the food? All this food required by the human beings and animal beings and the birds. So where do you get all this kind of food? Without the farming happens. That is why we have to come out of all this, the false dogmas and the false beliefs are created by the scientists and the modern life, my dear friends. So that is why we need to go back to the natural farming, or you can say spiritual farming. So in order to promote this natural farming and the spiritual farming, one thing I would like to say, when there is no imbalance or contamination happened, because of this artificial chemical fertilizers and pesticides, what happens is the amount of cosmic energy pervading the entire universe, entire cosmos, it helps the plants, it helps the animals, it helps the human beings to be happy and healthy all the time, my dear friends. What happens? I will try to tell you one more instance, that is regarding the water. How the water has been contaminated, my dear friends. The water comes from the rivers, from the hills, from the mountains, from the wells. Of course, the current days we are extracting the water from the very deep ground, from the deep inside the ground. We are extracting the water. You try to observe one thing, it's very carefully. The water comes from the rivers. It gets diverted into the straight line pipings, and the water. What happens is the nature of the water is to have meandering path. That means curving paths. It never travels in the straight direction. What happened is because of this all artificial methods of exporting the water from one place to other place, it has lost its something called energy force or energy, the living energy inside the water, my friends. Now water has become a dead water. So water has got, of course, there are a lot of minerals in it, and along with that, life force also is very important in order to feed the animals and the birds and the human beings. In order all these species to be healthy and happy, you need the quality amount of water. Quality water you have to drink, my dear friends. The quality water doesn't mean that only having the great amount of minerals and great amount of minerals. You also need to have the good amount of energy inside the water. So life energy or the life force is lost from the water which we are regularly drinking, my dear friends. It became a non-structured water. So hence what happened? The water also gets contaminated. The water has become a contaminated. The life energy in the water is lost. if you feed this water into the plants or the animals or the human being, it doesn't do any good purpose. It doesn't do any good purpose, great purpose inside any of the species, my dear friends. So because of this, the plants also doesn't get a proper amount of water nowadays. The plants are fed with the energy dead water. Try to understand. Then what kind of the cosmic energy is there inside the water now? The energy is lost. Similarly, because of heavy amount of chemicals what you pour into the pesticides, what you spray onto the crops, what happens is obviously the cosmic energy gets definitely disturbed. The amount of cosmic energy get disturbed around the crops. Then obviously, because of the less amount of cosmic energy, the growth of the plants, the growth of the crop, the yield, harvest, everything gets damaged. So that is why the human being is suffering. All the suffering of human being, especially the farmers and of course other people, but especially the farming community in the farming sector, the suffering is all because of due to their own negative karma, which is resorted against the nature, my dear friends, against all other species. Only the human being want to be healthy and prosperous, and you want to gain more and more from the crops. It doesn't work like that. You have to take care of all the other species, including plants, the microorganisms inside the earth. You have to take care of the birds which are depending on the crops. There are some animals which are depending on the crops. Everything you must take care. That's called coexisting. This is called eco-friendly. It has to be ecosystem. The whole ecosystem has to work. Otherwise, you alone cannot be happy. Then the farming is never called as a spiritual farming. This farming is never called as a natural farming. So this is called as a chemical farming, my dear friends. That is why even after doing the entire chemical farming, whatever the outcome, whatever the yield comes out of it, it is never giving any great results or the great profits to the farmer because of the heavy input cost. Whatever the output, whatever the yield he generates, that yield is not sufficient in meeting the requirements of his input capital and his own personal needs, his own family needs. So ultimately, it gets into losses, my dear friends, and is suffering. So many farmers are getting a suicide because of the heavy expenditures on the input cost, my dear friends, to purchase the chemical fertilizers and the pesticides, and not one time, two time, my dear friends. Nowadays, every alternate day, every 3 to 4 days once, he has to pour the chemical fertilizer or he has to put the chemical pesticide. Then only is able to protect the crops from the attack of the various kind of insects, which is of course created by nature in order to teach us or in order to pay back all our karmas, in order as a part of the karmic debt. So the entire scenario has been created by nature itself. So that's what we need to understand. So when we can understand this, when we understand the nature, when we get into the spirituality, when we try to meditate, all this can be understood. The law of karma can be understood by the spiritual people, by the people who are practicing meditation, learning the spiritual wisdom, can understand this law of karma. So then that is why it's a high time for the farmer to also get into the spirituality, understand the spiritual wisdom, and never resort to any kind of negative karma onto all other insects or any other creatures in the farming also. So that's why, my dear friends, it's a high time a farmer should learn meditation and spirituality, spiritual wisdom also, in order to live happily, in order to generate the crops spiritually and without any chemical, without any help of the chemicals. He can yield all the crops using its own natural methods, the natural farming methods, and spiritually he can produce all the kind of crops, my dear friends. So now, part of this, we also, so especially in PSSM, we understood because of the guidance of our master Brahmarshi Patriji, our founder Brahmarshi Patriji, PSSM founder. We also got the technology called pyramid technology. So what is pyramid? How does it help for the even farming? Or of course, there are many countless applications of pyramid, my dear friends. Pyramid itself is a great sacred geometry which receives highest amount of cosmic energy. It stores inside the pyramid. Then it also spreads into the all other directions and then this cosmic energy is supplied to the all the different organisms, different species, my dear friends. All surrounding the pyramid can be plants, can be the animals, can be the creatures, insects, microorganism, earth. Earth also receives a lot of cosmic energy because of this pyramid. Now, so how to use these pyramids for the farming purposes? If you start using the pyramid, friends, let me explain you the deeper perspective of pyramid application with respect to farming. So when you use the pyramid on the field, inside the fields, if you place a pyramid, the pyramid size can be 4 by 4, 6 by 6, 8 by 8, 10 by 10 feet, 16 by 6. How much of the big you wanted, you can place it. It always receive high amount of cosmic energy. As the size of the pyramid is more and more, you receive more and more cosmic energy into it. It happens, my dear friends. At the same time, what happens is when you place a pyramid inside the farm, it receives a lot of cosmic energy, and then the cosmic energy comes inside to the pyramid, then it spreads all the directions. The cosmic energy is supplied to all the different species. Every species, like every creature, the plants, earth, insects, microorganism, even the human beings who are surrounding the pyramid, they receive a lot of cosmic energy, my dear friends. Even the water which will come to the plants, through channels, which also gets energized, my dear friends. So this cosmic energy, when it goes to of course, as we clearly discussed in the beginning, the entire plant kingdom, animal kingdom, human kingdom, everyone is having soul consciousness inside. It means when there is a soul consciousness inside, when the cosmic energy gets absorbed by plants, animals, and human beings, then what happens? They get energized. Once they get energized, whatever the kind of diseases they have, whatever the kind of imbalance in the energy within the species, any kind of species will be corrected. Then it will be healthy, and it does the kind of functionality, and it gives proper yield, my dear friends. This is the application of cosmic energy. Every cell inside the plant, inside the animal, inside the human being, every cell receives this cosmic energy, my dear friends, from the pyramid, especially. The pyramid is the uniqueness of the pyramid is it receives highest amount of cosmic energy compared to any other kind of structure. It can be rectangular, circular, square type structure. Compared to any other kind of structure, the pyramid receives highest amount of cosmic energy. That is the uniqueness. That is why by placing a pyramid in the field, in the farming, what happens now? So, as you are supplying more amount of cosmic energy to all the creatures inside the farming, what happens is you are doing a great karma, a great positive karma you are doing, my dear friends. Earlier, what you are doing in the chemical farming, you are doing negative karma. You are killing the creatures, all the insects, by giving lot of chemicals, lot of fertilizers, my dear friends. Now, by receiving more amount of cosmic energy, this excess amount of cosmic energy, huge amount of cosmic energy is being supplied to all the creatures, plants, earth. In fact, earth also gets a lot of cosmic energy now because of this pyramid, especially. Because the pyramid is a cosmic energy generator, the cosmic energy amplifier, my dear friends. So what will happen now? So the entire species get more amount of cosmic energy. So that's what the positive karma you are doing now. Because you are committing, you are doing a great positive karma by installing the pyramid, by supplying the cosmic energy to all the different creatures, including earth. Then what happens is the nature also comes in support of you. Whatever the crop you are planting, whatever plantation you have done, whatever crop you are trying to grow, it helps, it brings rains in the proper time, and all the unnecessary insects. The insects also gets huge amount of cosmic energy. It doesn't go and eat your. See why the insects go and eat your crop? Tell me. It needs food. What is the food? For them, the food is the crops. What the crops are there? That is actually food for the various kind of insects, birds, and animals. Now, because of the good amount of cosmic energy, the nature is prevalent, the nature is abundant, the cosmic energy is abundant, then the entire creatures has got its own energy, bodily energy available. So what will happen is it coexists, it cooperate each other, then what will happen? The amount of crops comes out, the yield comes out of this kind of farming. This called pyramid farming or spiritual farming, we call it as. It will be a great amount of quantity and which will be much, much beneficial. Even if the farmer takes this yield and go and sell in the market, what happens is it has got its own valuation, highest amount of valuation is there in the current days, my dear friends. We call them as natural food or organic food. If you see in the market, the organic food or a natural food without any fertilizers and chemical pesticides, if you grow it, it has got highest value and it has got its own the highest cost, my dear friends. Then the farmer also gets more amount of yield, the more amount of money he can earn. Earlier in the chemical farming, he was losing money, he was getting into the debts, he was getting into the losses, and then sometimes farmer cannot withstand, then he gets suicide also. Now, in this case of pyramid farming or a natural farming or spiritual farming, my dear friends, the nature is cooperating with you. Nature cooperates so nicely that you never lose any farming, you never lose any crop, then everything comes nicely, my dear friends. And you start this farming, let's say you have 5 acre, 10 acre, you don't need to go to the at a time 5 acre, 10 acre, you need to grow, my dear friends. Take 1 acre, just 1 acre sample, construct a pyramid or install the pyramid, the angular pyramid inside your farm, inside your the crop. Then what happens along with that? You also use only goadarit, the cow dung, the desi cow dung, and desi cow urine, in order to prepare any other kind of the ingredients required for the crop. Only use that and then try to improve your microorganism within the earth. When you put desi cow dung onto the earth, and even nowadays there's something called Go Kupamata, which is available very much. You take Go Kupamata, 1 liter Go Kupamata, easily available, freely available nowadays. So then by taking that, mixing into the about 100 and 200 liters of water, then it becomes a spray. So that entire amount of that spray, the water can be sprayed onto the ground. Then what happens? It also improves a lot of microorganisms within the earth, my dear friends. Only the microorganism, which is very, very, very important in order to generate the required amount of nutrients, all the kind of minerals, what are the nutrients required for a crop to grow, a plant to grow, my dear friends. Of course, sunlight is always there. The water also it can absorb from even from the atmosphere, my dear friends. So that is the beauty of the plant. It prepares using photosynthesis. It prepares its own, it generates its own the glucose inside. So that glucose prepares lot of nutrients, lot of minerals, lot of nutrients, the vitamins, everything gets prepared within the plant. When any animal or human being go and eat that plant or that plant-based food, he gets supplied with all the kind of vitamins, all the kind of proteins within his body, then he'll be healthy, my dear friends. So likewise, so you must approach this pyramid by approaching the pyramid by increasing the cosmic energy inside your crop, then it becomes a spiritual farming, it becomes a natural farming, my dear friends. So first take only 1 acre, start doing this sampling and start growing in this fashion using pyramid energy, using Go-Adarit products, using Go-Adarit Vyavasaya, approaching this go cow-based Vyavasaya and this spiritual farming using pyramid. Try to grow in 1 acre first, and then as it is going on, your soil, see already the many of the places, most of 85% of the soil has become now plastic soil, my dear friends. It doesn't convert in 1 or 2 years. It may take 4 to 5 years to get into the fertile soil, my dear friends. That is why you need to give some time. You can't expect the results in 1 or 2 years, my dear friends. So what you do is the different plants, neem tree, goa tree, or drumstick, the orange tree. So likewise, the big trees, and under which in between the gaps, what happens? You take a 1 acre farmland, then you try to grow bigger plants, small plants, vegetables. So try to grow all the things. And in fact, millets. Millets is the best food nowadays. It has got highest fiber, and also it's very environmental friendly, my dear friends. So you have to come out of this wheat and wheat crops, sugarcane, and especially paddy. You have to come out of all these things. These are the water the water carving crops, my dear friends. So it try to carve for so much amount of water. It consumes so much amount of water. So it creates some kind of a water imbalance. Something what you can say, like it consumes heavy amount of water. It creates some natural, the natural resources are exploited. So that's why don't go to that kind of crops. Come to the, come back to your the age old ancient crops such as all the millets, and also the varieties of the paddy is also there. The olden days some varieties are there which are very which are very powerful and very useful for the humanity also. So likewise you avoid, and then the vegetables and the all the fruit bearing plants and the vegetables, everything you can grow in one particular 1 acre itself. You can divide small area, into different blocks. You can divide and you can grow this. See, if you the vegetables comes very faster, 2 3 months once, and the fruit bearing plants it may take 2 3 years, and the same time the millets will comes in 3 4 months, right? So likewise, all the food is available and all the kind of product the crops are made within the same farm, my dear friends. So that is how the integrated. It's called integrated farming also. We call it as a integrated farming. So hence, whatever a family requires, everything comes from his own farm. So you don't need to purchase outside. What happens now? The fruits and vegetables are exported from one place to other place. In fact, some of the fruits like apple and all coming from Australia. Imagine what kind of the nutrient and qualities there inside that. So they put in the cold storage for a long time. They put the wax around it in order to avoid the damage of the fruit. All this is, my dear friends, when you eat that, it goes inside you. It does all the damage for you. Your immunity gets down. You get a lot of diseases, my dear friends. Instead of that, depend on your own naturally, locally grown food, locally grown fruits, locally grown vegetables. Especially, you have a piece of land, half acre, 1 acre, is more than enough in order to grow the food for yourself. Also, you can sell outside. And whenever you sell this kind of spiritual farming and this kind of natural farming you are doing, if you sell this product, as I told, it yields lot of amount of income. Instead of chemical farming, it gives lot of high amount of income for your the produce, my dear friends. So likewise, so make your life the part of nature. They will never go against the nature, my dear friends. We won't understand. That is why we try to explain, we try to make everyone to understand the spirituality. We teach everyone meditation. We teach everyone pyramid meditation. We teach everyone the importance of pyramid and its energy. The PSSM is doing the relentlessly. Our founder, Brahmarshi Patriji, has been doing these efforts, putting his efforts relentlessly for last 40 years in order to make everybody to understand the spirituality, meditation, the vegetarianism, the pyramid energy, my dear friends. Hence, so I request everybody to adopt this kind of farming, the natural farming, the pyramid-based farming. It's called spiritual farming, and make our lives in line with the nature and be always healthy, be always joyful in our entire life, my dear friends. Take care of you, take care of all the other species. You live, let live others, all other beings along with you, my dear friends. Let us understand what are the different stages this pyramid will help for the farmer in the farming. At the time of the seed, sowing the seeds, you preserve the seeds inside the pyramid for some time, for almost 3 to 4 days or 1 week time. Preserve the seeds which you are going to sow into the farm. What will happen is they get energized. The cosmic energy will be supplied to the seeds. The seeds gets energized. Then you take the seeds and then go and sow into the farm. Then what will happen is the germination, the quality of the plant will be much better, my dear friends. So this is what we need to do. The second stage is, as the plants are growing, of course, the pyramid is placed very much in the field. So the cosmic energy is conveyed to the all creatures, all the insects, all the plants, all the human beings, the animals, everything. So as such, the vicinity of the field or the farming is so energetic. So then obviously the quality and the quality of the crop and the speed of the progress, the growth of the plants will be much better, my dear friends. and you will never be infected with any kind of the different bacterial or they can be from any insects, or all this will be avoided. The reason being, you are following the eco-friendly approach. You are trying to not to have any chemicals sprayed into the plantation or the harvest, the especially the plants, the crop which is happening. So because of that, you will have eco-friendly nature, the eco-friendly environment is going to happen. Then your crop will be continued without any hindrances from any kind of insects and all these things. At the same time, friends, whatever the harvest you reap from the crop, what you do is you go and store inside the pyramid instead of using the cold storage. Where the cold storage, what happened? You try to store the crop, the harvest in the cold storage. What it does is it try to absorb all the nutrients. The nutrients will be absorbed into the atmosphere, and what happens? The crop will lose its nutrients and its efficiency. The quality of the product will be reduced. So instead of that, try to store the entire crop harvest inside the pyramid, your own pyramid, what you have made inside the farm, or otherwise the other pyramid nearby your crop, nearby your farm. Try to preserve in it. So as long as you want to keep it, then you can sell it to the market. So that's the best way of preservation. So that means for the seed germination, the seed storage, preservation, and your crop harvest preservation. So all this will happen in the pyramid itself, my dear friends. But also the pyramid, if it is there inside the field itself, sometimes you can also do meditation sitting in the pyramid itself. In your own farm, you can do meditation. Then you can, of course, increase your own energy levels, and you can release the positive vibrations, so that it is much better for the growth of the farm, my dear friends, the crop also. So likewise, there are many of all these stages you can utilize the pyramid energy, my dear friends, and pyramids especially. At the same time, and what are the water which you are supplying to the entire farm? Of course, because of the pyramid, what will happen? The water gets structured, becomes structured water. As I told you, the water loses its life energy, the life force, as it travels through the canals and the different pipelines and all these things. So it loses its energy. So that is why what will happen is this research, the wide research has been done on this, the life force and life energy. Of course, by the few scientists, not all the scientists. The modern science has not come to that stage, but there are specific scientists who have conducted several experiments on the life energy or life force of the water. So the water, the life water, the energy, live water, the energized water. So through the pyramid energy, if you are supplying to the plants, what will happen is it will supply a good amount of the life energy of water conveyed to the plants. The plants will grow very well, my dear friends. So likewise, you can have the harmonious approach, the kind of a natural approach, the environment friendly approach in order to grow all your plants in the farm. Then the quality of the produce and the quantity of the produce, everything will be great quantity, my dear friends. Similarly, there are many case studies has been conducted. In fact, you also can do some of the case study in your own home to understand more about the pyramid power. You take a pyramid. In order to construct the pyramid, there are only two formulas you have to select, my dear friends. You have to follow the only two formulas. The first formula is to decide what is the base of the pyramid you wanted. And if you know the base of the pyramid, you can calculate. Of course, first you have to decide the height of the pyramid. What is the height of the pyramid? What is the height? Pyramid height means from the base, from the ground, what the tip of the pyramid, the highest tip, the vertex. So that is called height of the pyramid. So that is the height of the pyramid. So if you decide the height of the pyramid, it is 6 feet, 5 feet, 4 feet, whatever. Basing on that, you can calculate base of the pyramid and the slope of the pyramid. Okay. So there are two formulas basically in order to make your own pyramid, your own house. You can do this, and you can try all the experiments what I am going to explain. So base is equal to height into 1.5705, and side of the pyramid. How to calculate this side slope of the pyramid is height into 1.4945, my dear friends. These two formulas you remember. First, select the height of the pyramid. So if you select, let's say 6 feet is the height of the pyramid, your base equal to 6 into 1.5708. And your side equal to height into, that is 6 into 1.4945. So that's how you come to these two values. So once these two values are arrived, the cut is up. Let's say you take a cardboard, right? The cardboard can be cut into like the base, basing on the height of the pyramid, what you choose. Cut the base, cut the slow side. So side and base, it gives one particular triangle. Actually, the pyramid is combination of four isosceles triangle, my dear friends. Isosceles triangle means the triangle which has got three sides equal, right? That's called isosceles triangle. Such four triangles are joined at the apex, and then that forms the pyramid. So the four sides, four triangles combined, fixed at the vertex or the apex. So that forms the pyramid. So that's how you can construct the pyramid. So definitely there are videos available in the internet, YouTube, how to construct a pyramid, how to make your own pyramid, my dear friends. The pyramid can be made with any material. It can be with a paper, cardboard, plastic, right? Aluminium, and you can make pyramids with the help of GS steel, or you can make with the concrete, of course, with a slab and concreting RCC. You can make a permanent pyramid also like that. So basically, avoid the iron. Basically, if you avoid the iron, it's better. The reason being, iron will interfere with the kind of energy and the electromagnetic waves. So you can avoid that. So the pyramid, especially in the pyramid, so there is one unique feature. So that is the uniqueness of the pyramid is it reserves the cosmic energy at highest level, the peak level at the center of the pyramid, from the base to the at the height of one third of the pyramid, one third height of the pyramid. It try to reserve the highest amount of cosmic energy that we call as a king chamber, my dear friends. So what you need to do is whenever you want to preserve something, so you want to enlarge the or increase the amount of energy of a particular item. It can be a vegetable, or it can be a razor blade, or it can be any other the farmer produce the harvest what you want to keep inside. You can keep in that location that the height of one by third of the height of the pyramid. So it becomes more energized and the highest amount of energy. The preservation is much easier, my dear friends. The same way, what will happen is so in the pyramid, so whatever you preserve, which will be energized. That means the pyramid is a cosmic energy amplifier, the cosmic energy generator. Whatever the cosmic energy it receives, it multiplies. What happens is the moment the cosmic energy is received inside the pyramid, it gets into multiple reflections and it will spread all over the pyramid. But the maximum density, the high concentration of the energy will be at the one third height of the pyramid, my friends. So what you do is you take your own the cardboard or whatever, you try all the experiments as we keep discussing in this video. What you do is you take one tomato, you keep it outside one tomato, keep one tomato at the center of the pyramid, right? At the center of the pyramid. So if possible, at the one third height, otherwise at the center of the pyramid, you keep it and keep both of them side by side, keep for 1 week, 10 days, you observe it. The outside pyramid, outside tomato which is kept open will get decay very faster within 3-4 days time. The other tomato which is kept inside the pyramid, which will be stay intact, fresh, even for 10 days, 12 days time also, my dear friends. So that's how it happens. Even the razor blade. So you use for a certain 5 to 6 saves or max 7-8 saves it comes. But if you keep it that razor blade after your uses, try to keep it in your under the pyramid, underneath the pyramid. So facing the direction of north to south. What happens is the alignment of the pyramid is also very important, my dear friends. We have more energization. So what always you need to do is your pyramid must be aligned to north south the magnetic pole direction always. So that's more important. Try to follow that always. Okay. So that's how the razor blades also get energized. And at the same time, many of the experiments have been conducted in our PSSM and by many of the other researchers, pyramid researchers. What they have done is they try to put a dried cell batteries, dried cells batteries which are dried up, and but keeping inside the pyramid in north to south alignment of pyramid direction. So then what happens? They get energized, and again you can use the same cells again for your regular application. So likewise, many experiments are done, my dear friends. Even DRDO like that. They conducted many experiments and they have released an official letter saying that they are going to utilize this pyramid energy in all their scientific applications and the scientific experiments also. So that's what they have concluded. by doing many experiments, and they have released one order also, order a letter with respect to this, my dear friends. So the same time, as we all know that Giza pyramid, that's a one of the wonders of the seven wonders of the world, earth, my dear friends. So what happens is, this has been constructed in Egypt, year 10,000 years ago. It has been constructed. It has been constructed by, believed to be constructed by the Pleiadians, not this world beings, by the other world, the other higher worlds beings, my dear friends. The reason is, such is the marvelous and gigantic construction. The base of the pyramid is about 760 feet. The height of the pyramid is in the center. From the base to the center, the vortex, the height of the pyramid is 430 feet, my dear friends. Each stone is about 2 ton. How do you expect that a 2 ton stone is erected, is kept at a height of 450 feet? How do you expect that in those days, having no technology? So current days technology also cannot do that kind of cannot achieve that kind of targets, my dear friends. So that is why it's in a gigantic pyramid, and which has actually been constructed in the equator, at the equator. That means the earth is divided into two parts. At the center it is constructed. The purpose of that pyramid is to supply, to receive the highest amount of cosmic energy and supply to the earth, my dear friends. Everything needs cosmic energy, friends. Animals, humans, plants, earth, and in fact all the beings, all the non-objects, objects, everything, non-living, living, all the beings, everything is immersed, submerged in the cosmic energy. Everything needs cosmic energy. Only thing is, depends upon our the behavior. So our kind of a manipulation of this cosmic energy happens because of some extra disturbances, and especially for the human being, because of our own mind disturbances, the mind turbulence. Many of the times, this cosmic energy cannot be received properly. So only we receive this cosmic energy during the sleep and during the meditation and in the pyramid, my dear friends. There are no other instances where we can receive this cosmic energy, huge quantity in our physical body, my dear friends. That is why, let's understand this kind of a gigantic the Egypt pyramid, Giza pyramid, has been constructed. So main thing is the angle of the Giza pyramid, that is 51 degrees 52 minutes 10 seconds. That is the golden angle one must maintain, even if you are constructing a small pyramid or a big pyramid or a medium sized, whatever the pyramid. So pyramids are available in various sizes, my dear friends. It can be around 4 inch by 4 inch. 4 inch is the base of the pyramid, what I'm saying. So that's the base. So 4 inch, 6 inch, 1 feet, 2 feet, 3 feet, any amount of size you can always construct. Only thing is, follow these two principles or formulas, my dear friends. So then what will happen is, if the size of the pyramid is more, the amount of the cosmic energy reserved inside the pyramid is more, and the surrounding range of the cosmic energy extends will also be more if the pyramid size is more. So that's a simple formula. So that's how. So what happens is, you always need to take the pyramid energy where and all possible. Try to use this pyramid energy, my dear friends. So what happens is, in the Giza pyramid, the Egypt pyramid, so many of the experiments are constructed. Many of the experiments are conducted by the great researchers. For example, Paul Brunton. What he has done is, he went to the Egypt pyramid, he stayed over the night, and he did a lot of spiritual experiments. Basically, all the outer body experiences, astral travel, everything he experienced in a very easiest manner compared to doing outside, my dear friend. That is why in PSSM, what happened? So we promote these pyramids constructing on the terraces, inside the house, or wherever possible. So utilize the pyramid power, do meditation. Do meditation underneath of the pyramid, that your meditation becomes 3 times faster, 3 times powerful, my dear friends. So likewise, we promote these pyramids in a huge extent, in a wide manner in PSSM. So that's how the Paul Brunton also conducted spiritual experiments. He achieved outer body experiences on the astral experiences in a very easiest manner compared to doing outside. That's what he has written in the book, In Search of Secrets of India. So he has written all his experiences. He has described into that book, my dear friends. So likewise, these pyramids are constructed. Basically, the Egypt pyramid, Giza pyramid, is constructed for the spiritual purpose, for the supplying or for receiving the cosmic energy to the whole Earth planet, so that the Earth planet gets sufficient cosmic energy, it gets balanced, it will be in the equilibrium condition. So that's how it happened. But so slowly, what happened? The Egyptians, as the time passes, as the centuries passed, what happened? The kings who have ruled this Egypt, they misunderstood that the pyramid is, of course, a gigantic and energetic structure, wherein they try to store their, the ancestor bodies in order to keep them alive, for more number of days. Because it's energetic structure, whatever you preserve inside, whatever you keep inside, it will be preserved. It will not be damaged. It will be intact and fresh. So likewise, what happened? They used to keep the dead bodies inside that, and they used to say that pyramids are constructed. The nomenclature, the general notion, many people think that pyramids are meant for storing the mummies and bodies, but actually, in fact, it is not so. It is not that. It's not that purpose which are meant for. The pyramids are meant for. Pyramids are meant for the highly spiritual evolution, the evolution of your own soul consciousness, and the great amount of spiritual experiences for all this, and for doing meditation, and for your spiritual practice and sadhana, for everything. These are very much useful, my dear friends. So likewise, so there are many things. So you also can conduct experiments using these pyramids, the making your own pyramids. You conduct it. You conduct the experiments in your own house, my dear friends. Even the water, how to energize the water which you are drinking. So you get the 4 inch by 4 inch, 6.6 inch by 6 inch pyramids. So the base of the pyramid is 4 inch, 6 inch. What will happen is you keep that pyramid on the top of your bottle. Otherwise, in a can, what will happen? It gets energized for you keep overnight, and then next day it will be ready for drinking. And that water is structured water, energized water, my dear friends. You can drink that water. It gives you the life energy of the water to convey to your body, so that the dehydration will not happen in your body. Otherwise, whatever the water we are drinking, it can be Kinley, Bisleri, or can water, or the filtered water, UV water, RO water, whatever we are drinking, it doesn't give any kind of life energy. Life force of the water will not be conveyed to your body. The reason being the energy of the water is dead. So it's called dead. The dead energy water. It's not a live water, my dear friends. To drink the live water again, whatever the water it may be, you are receiving into your house. The type of water can be anything, but put under the pyramid, get energized, and it becomes a live water. So that you can use it for medical purposes, drinking purposes, bathing purposes, for anything you can use, even for watering the plants in your house itself. What are the plants you grow around your house? You can plant all the plant. You can water all those plants including using this water, so which will be much energetic, and it will help a lot for the growth of the plants, my dear friends. So likewise, there are so many applications, wider number of applications. In fact, this you can use these pyramids. You can construct hospitals. You can construct offices. You can construct the houses in the form of pyramid itself. What will happen is that energy will be conveyed to the patients, conveyed to the office, means like who are working in the office, they get a lot of cosmic energy. So their vibrations will be better, and the performance will be increased. They don't get tired. So the reason is, friends, try to understand. You take any pyramid. What will happen is the fresh energy, the cosmic energy will be supplied to all the things, all the beings who is present inside the cosmic energy of the pyramid. At the same time, try to understand, it generates a lot of negative ions. So where do you get the negative? Where do you find the negative ions? Probably the negative ions in more excess quantity you can find in the nature, in the forest, in the riverside, in the garden. So that's where you find more of negative ions. And that is how when you walk in the garden, when you spend your time beside the river, in the forest, you feel so fresh, energetic also. So the reason being, a lot of negative ions are available. Similarly, you get a lot of negative ions inside the pyramid. That's another the highest advantage of pyramid, my dear friends. So as it supplies more amount of negative ions, you'll be refreshed, you'll be rejuvenated. Your energy gets rejuvenated, you feel so fresh and so energetic, my dear friends. That's how the pyramid has got wider applications in every aspect of human life, my dear friends. And many of the times, wherever the negative energies, you feel like more of negative energies are there. Use the pyramid at different locations in the house. You place the pyramids. What will happen is it will wipe out. all the negative energies will be wiped out, and that's one of the best application. Many of the Vastu experts, they use the pyramids for cleaning negative vibrations, for correcting the negative energies inside the house or inside the office or inside any of the different structures, my dear friends. So especially the particular pyramid structure is a triangular kind of a structure, so where it has got highest amount of the capability of storing the cosmic energy and preserving it, and all other structures, like right from the circular structure, the rectangular structure, square structure, doesn't have such kind of a unique feature. So only pyramid has got that feature. So try using these pyramids in all the stages of your life and get the maximum benefit of pyramid, my dear friends. So likewise, so many things are there. If we keep talking, the pyramid applications are so multifold, manifold, my dear friends. So that is why, so try using these pyramids part of your life. Make it a part of your journey of life. Right from physical needs, material needs, and the spiritual needs and day-to-day life. So try harnessing this, the cosmic energy, the wonderful energy of pyramid, and lead your life and be joyful. Enjoy your life, the journey of life on the earth planet, my dear friends. Thank you very much.